everyone, and welcome to the 1 Minute Writing Tip, a podcast for writers to learn how to conquer blocks, write their books efficiently, turn the manuscript into a high-quality book, launch to bestseller, and grow a reader platform. Episodes include a blend of successful live trainings, interviews, features, and tips answering real questions from our audience. To learn more about how I can help you write and publish your book, go to wewritebooks.com. So let's get started for today.
Hey writers, before I dive into today's tip, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has been tuning into the podcast so far. I hope it's been valuable for you in giving you writing tips and helping you in writing your book. This is going to be the last episode of the first season, but I'll be coming back in August with a new season featuring authors who are sharing their tips and what is working for them. For today's tip, I'm talking about busy work versus actually moving the needle forward. And this is another tip that can apply to many areas of life. But specifically for writing, what this looks like is when you're caught up in some of the smaller things that you're not actually making the progress you want to make on completing your book. How you can know if you're focused on busy work and not actually the overall progress is if you're doing one of three things. One, it might show up as you constantly rereading over what you've written, which oftentimes people do this in order to remember where they were. This is because they don't have an adequate roadmap through their book to stay on track. What happens is in the rereading process, they often end up doing multiple revisions, constantly self-editing, and then getting sucked into the trap of self-edits and worries about their book. It just turns into a cycle of constantly reworking things and never actually moving the needle forward toward the finish line of completing the book. It's fine to quickly reread over the last bit you wrote in a new writing time slot, as long as you then continue forward and keep writing. Number two, it might show up for you in constantly doing research, constantly looking into areas of the book where you need more information, or feeling like you need more information on a constant basis, and really just going down the rabbit hole with too much research. So this can look like feeling like you need more research before you can actually write the book, or before you can continue writing if you've been stuck. Instead, just focus on actually getting the content you have and the ideas you have onto the page, and then use research as a boost to enhance that writing. Research should be done as needed through the writing process for clarity, descriptions, examples, etc. But before you do more research, make sure you're actually getting writing accomplished. And then number three, it could also show up as you being way too focused on some of the minute details like character profiles if it's fiction, or for nonfiction, getting caught up in some of the tiny aspects of explaining things or the nuances of the content, not staying focused on making sure the big point and the really important things are gotten onto the page first, and then going back and filling in those details in order to, again, enhance the writing and boost it as opposed to the details being what you're focused on first. Of course, the details matter. It's just important to have the right priorities and make sure that your manuscript is actually getting written. So my tip is, if you felt like you're not making progress and you've really just been spinning your wheels, you're doing things that make you feel like you're productive, but you're really not actually making progress, chances are you are working on busy work and not actually moving the needle forward. So I encourage you to just focus on writing that first draft, getting the content on the page, and then going back and working on fleshing things out, adding more details, and all of the fluffy fun stuff. Also, don't forget, again, to stay tuned for the upcoming new season featuring guest author interviews in August.
And with that, thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I really look forward to giving you the next one. For more training or to work with me on conquering the blocks to reach your author goals, be sure to visit wewritebooks.com. If you enjoyed the content, please leave a review wherever you're listening from. Join us for the next episode, and I'll see you there.